For this function, we want to use our graphing calculator and find the comprehensive graph, which we've already done. We see the graph here in the bottom right-hand corner of this function p of x, 3x to the fourth power plus 7x cubed minus 18x squared minus 32. And we want to determine all local minimum points and discuss if there is an absolute minimum. Our local minimum will be the values that we see at decreasing stages within their interval. So when we look at this interval on the left side of the y-axis, we notice a lower point. This would be a local minimum point for this interval, this section of the graph. Over to the right side of the y-axis, we notice another local minimum. Both of these would be local minimum. Absolute minimum is going to be the lowest point where there are no other points lower than that particular value. And when we look at this function in its entirety, we see the local minimum point over here to the left of the y-axis is also going to be an absolute minimum because there are no other values that are beneath that point. So this is how we would discuss the local minimum. In our function tools, we'll need to zoom into this point on our graph to determine what this ordered pair is. And the local minimum to the left of the y-axis, that would be negative 2.82, comma, negative 142.4. So it's over between negative 2 and negative 3 on the x-axis, and it's down here between negative 142 and negative 143 on the y-axis. This is our local minimum. Another local minimum we notice here on the right side of the y-axis is at 1.07, comma, negative 40.01. So we see it's down here between negative 40 and negative 41, and on the x-axis is between negative 1 and negative 2. So these are our two local minimum, and as we stated before, the absolute minimum is going to be this low point here at negative 142 on the y-axis and at negative 2.82 on the x-axis. So that's our absolute minimum and our local minimum for this particular problem.